So thanks very much, everybody. I'm really delighted to be able to speak here today. I feel very fortunate that GovConnect have asked us to come in. My name is Adrian Turner and I'm Director of Total Swimming. Co-founded it back in 2005 with my business partner and best mate, Steve Parry. And learning to fly is our mantra around children's swimming. Swimming is an interesting one because it's mostly talked about from a safety perspective, that it's a life skill, that it can save your life. And it's very true. 400 kids, between 400 and 450 under 18-year-olds still drown every single year in the UK alone. It's 400 too many. So we're always trying to do something about that. Swimming is also interesting from a health perspective for you guys because it's one of the greatest sports. A whole family can do it. You can still do it if you have injury. You can do it from 6 weeks of age for water babies until you're 96 years of age. But for me, if you go after those negative dynamics of trying to avoid drowning, it's not necessarily motivating for a kid or an adult. It's far more exciting, and you get the positive benefits as a byproduct if you tell kids they're learning to fly. Because when you swim well, and you swim well with good technique, it's the best way we have as humans to learn how to fly without needing an engine or wings or falling from 40,000 feet. So that's our mantra. Now, our origins as a company is that Steve and I were both Olympic swimmers. That's me on the left-hand side, and this is Steve on the right. Steve won an Olympic medal, and I didn't, but he never mentions it. He never mentions it. Never. No, only every day. And we're supposed to be inspirational. But the truth is, Olympians are pampered and sheltered and very ignorant about the world we live in. All right? So let me say that for dramatic effect, but also because it's true. We're pampered and sheltered and very, very unaware of what's going on around us. We were Olympic swimmers, didn't really know anything about swimming. We used to swim in these amazing swimming pools. So these are essentially pop-up pools. That's the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne for the World Championships in the top left. £3 million swimming pool for a 6-day competition. That's the Riesa Arena in East Germany for the European champs, and the Manchester Evening News Arena in Manchester for the World Championship short course. £4.2 million for two 25-metre pools for a 6-day competition. Ridiculous amounts of money. I mentioned pampered, sheltered, unaware of the real world. That's where we were. But one thing we thought, and one thing we learned after we got into a swimming business, and there's two ways to retire from Olympic sport and being an international athlete. You can either know exactly what you want to do, or you can wander around in the dark for a while, working out what you might be able to do. And that was mine and Steve's approach. So we got into teaching kids to swim, and we found out some shocking stats. That 45% of children leaving primary school are unable to swim 25 metres. That's from 2015 ASA report. 55% of schools are not spending the recommended amount of time swimming. It's the only sport on the national curriculum, and it's failing badly to achieve its goals. And 6.6% of schools offer no swimming provision at Key Stage 2. Over 500,000 kids getting no swimming lessons in school, and it's a statutory requirement. 39% of primary age children don't receive any swimming lessons. That's in or out of school. 39%. It's an unbelievable figure. So these are some of the things we learned. So we thought about trying to merge those fancy pants £3 million pools with teaching kids to swim. So we came up with the pop-up pools concept. Scale it down, make it small, make it affordable, bespoke, unbeatable value for money, and put it in a school location. British Gas Pools for Schools was born. We can do them in sports halls and in playgrounds. We can have them open air, or put them in a heated marquee. And the program now has been running for quite a long time. The outcome is some superb new flyers. We've taught 30,000 kids to swim in the Pools for Schools program. That's for all of England. And we built 31 pools between July 2009 and March 2016. And 60,000 swimmers in general. And we've had 250,000 swimmers in those pools and 31 Olympian visits. We always get a little black book out and call Olympians to come and do an inspirational assembly with the kids when we do it. And that's where we went all over the country with that program. A daft blonde-haired fella from London called Boris Johnson heard about the program, said, could he have the same thing in London? And we've done 35 pools in London alone between January 2010 to March 2017. And there's one at Southern Road Primary in Newham right now, with lessons being delivered in it right now. And that's called the Mayor of London's Make a Splash programme. 45,000 swimmers, 13,500 in community hours. That's evenings and weekends. We get everybody in, mums and babies, dads and lads sessions. We do everything. And we've had 250,000 swimmers in the London programme alone and 35 Olympian visits. Now, one of the reasons we've been successful, So for example, down here, we've got 78% of our kids finish the program in the pop-up pools being able to swim. Now that's versus more like 25% when we start, because we specifically go to areas of deprivation and areas with a high BME percentage. And we know that if you are from a BME background, that you are twice as likely not to swim as if you are white British. But we have low ratios, 2 teachers to every swim class, 1 to 7 as a max. And we have an induction session. What is it? Never fails to amaze me. When we go to pools, we went to a pool, Preston Park Primary in Brent. And 2 of the boys came onto poolside and asked the teacher, whispered it quietly, what is it? Because they'd never been to the swimming pool before. I'm getting choked. They'd never been to a swimming pool before. And they asked what it was because they didn't understand the concept of being taken to a pool. It's quite rational. If you have a parental background and a grandparent's background, where water is to be feared, it's to be associated with disease and poisonous snakes and riptides and monsoon season, it's completely logical that you'd have this sense of fear from mum and dad and grandparents to not take you swimming. So we've done something about breaking that cycle. Now, everywhere we've been with the programme, people have said, this has been fab, thanks. It's been in for a term or 2 terms, but can we keep it? And can we have it for longer? And local authorities where we've been have said, this has been great, but could you do it bigger pool, 25 metre? Could you have it for longer? Could we put it somewhere specific that we want to put it rather than just in a school? They've asked, can we put UV light water treatment, bring the chlorine level down? Can we have a complete facility with the change rooms, the showers, everything? And can we have commercial and office and reception spaces to make the business case stack up in a better way? So East Riding Council in Yorkshire got in touch in November 13. They were going to flatten a leisure centre there for 2 years, because to build these things, that was a £22 million leisure centre. It's going to take 2.5 to 3 years to build, and they have no swimming for that borough and that part of Yorkshire for that period. So they took that disused dry side leisure centre pitch there, and from November 13 till February 14, we turned it into this. So in 16 weeks, we built 25-metre modular pool. They've got a swimming club there that's very healthy. They couldn't have no swimming for 2 years. They're training for nationals and even European championships. And we kept the whole city swimming for a 2-year period. That was one step on the journey. Dumfries, local authority asked us, could we have the same thing in Dumfries? They had a car park of an ice rink, no swimming pool locally. And from August 14, that's what it looked like. And by October 14, we built them a 5-lane, 25-metre pool. Now, it was supposed to be in situ for 18 months, that pool. It's still there now 3 years later, and they want to talk about 4th year and a 5th year. So our pools have started as temporary, but people are wanting them to be in situ for longer and longer. Bury Council got in touch. They had an ageing pool. In the UK now, there are 1,400 pools that are over 35 years old. Local authorities getting their budgets cut. They're tasked with looking after these expensive old pools. We're going to see more and more close, sadly. So Bury Council had a pool, had asbestos in the ceiling. It was a £750,000 bill just to change the roof. So they got in touch and said, could we have something for that period of time until they find £11 million for leisure centre? And we said, well, how long do you want it for? They said, 18 months. We said, we kind of heard that before because we've been to Dumfries and they're into year 3 and talking about year 4 and 5. So they said, okay, what can you do for us? And we built this one. Now it's completely steel structure. This has got a design life of 15 years, but it's got a structural engineered life of 25, 30 years because it's galvanized steel, stainless steel, complete air handling unit, all the showers, all the changing, the whole thing. Now, if you ask Sport England how much to build a pool, they'll tell you starting from 2.9 million, and I'm not aware of a single pool built for that budget. It's more like 4.5. We've built 3 25-metre pools for less than £1 million. I expect, and the number of local authorities we're talking to, which is 26, that we're going to build more and more of these pools in these tough times of local authority austerity. Now, the health outcomes are there for the local population, with local authority now being tasked with the 0 to 5-year-olds as well. I'm hoping that we can build teaching-sized pools, baby-sized pools, and really make a stamp on the swimming pool world and keep it realistic and affordable and not be 11 to 22 million pounds for a swimming pool. This is a little video of my business partner and the pools that we've built, both the pop-up ones and the permanent ones. And I hope you enjoy it. And at the end, I'll take questions and answers. I'll deliver on the answers.
Total Swimming delivers pool solutions for leisure providers, private clients, and also schools. We're now one of the country's leading private sector swimming businesses. We build customised temporary swimming pools all over the country, whether it be from Dumfries to Plymouth, and we serve over 250,000 people every year.
I think there are so many pools that are closing down. There are so many pools that have to close to get refurbished as well. So to have a temporary pool here that then people are still being able to use the venue is so important.
We're going through a major refurbishment at this site. The main pool, the teaching pool being retiled, changing rooms retiled. We just couldn't afford for our children not to swim.
Unfortunately, our existing pool was badly hit with storm damage during the winter months. So we were left with the big dilemma really, what do we do? Because it's a very popular swimming bath. It's a wonderful resource for our community, and the community were really putting pressure on that they wanted a swimming pool.
Using demountable swimming pool technology, we can build 18-metre facilities or 25-metre facilities, and they can be permanent or they can be temporary.
We do solutions from 1 month to 15 years.
All that's required is a level surface. It really doesn't take long to build them.
For it to be in situ and looking like a swimming pool was approximately 4 days. It was quite remarkable.
It's a very high spec, it's a terrific facility, and we hope it'll last anything up to 10 to 15 years.
The plant room consists of 2 filters. It's also got a chemical dosing section to it, which is used to chlorinate the water, again to make it safe for bathers to use.
Customers are very excited by it, very, very excited by it. Our teaching workforce love to teach in it. So it's been a real asset. They've even said, when we're all done in the main site, can we keep this?
It's really important for kids to learn to swim. It's an access point to a lot of other sports, but the bottom line is one day you might be called upon to save somebody else's life, and you'll be able to do it, or you might be able to save your own life.
Then it is a great sport for fitness, for health, for everything else on top of that.
The finance is stacked for us. We had a swim scheme of 1,600 children attending every week, another 600 school children attending every week, never mind our casual footfall, swimming club usage. And to lose that customer market for a period of 6 to 9 months was just unimaginable. For us, it's about maintaining business. If we can retain our customers, then this pool has absolutely done its job.
With this being a new facility with a new plant room, it's much more efficient, so there is also a saving in running costs. I think we've created an environment which is comfortable and an environment where people can come and enjoy themselves. We hope to get some new faces in. We hope people who use the centre in the past return, plus people who haven't used the centre.
I'm overawed with it all, really. It is absolutely fantastic. It's far better than what I could have ever imagined.
We needed to know it would work and it would be fit for purpose. This is install number 2, and we are going for install number 3. I think that says it all.
It's wonderful to see how passionate Total Swimming are about getting kids swimming and how much fun they have in the water. You've just got to see what happened here today. Oh, perfect timing.
So I'm very proud of what we've done. If anyone here thinks they may have an interest or a need for a swimming pool locally in your local authority area, get in touch with me and I would love to have a chat. Thanks very much.